Good day to all. This is a short tutorial on the basic function of this software used on the mobile x-rays as well as the NMI x-ray panels, which is a digital panel that acquires digital images. This software is has image processing tools inside, is DICOM 3 compliant, and it's quite a powerful and easy to use tool. So first of all, once you open the software, this first window is going to open. So this is where you log into it. So here the default name is admin. You're not going to use servers, you're going to use admin. Password can be admin, small caps, large caps, doesn't matter, it should go through. But before we log in, I just want to explain what this does. You can see this looks like an ambulance light. This is an emergency button. Once you press that, it goes directly into the software so that you can take, let's say if someone gets into an accident or something, you can take an image directly without the hassle of logging in and stuff. Then you can, at a later time, once the images has been taken and the diagnostics have been made to the patient, then you can insert the details and stuff afterwards. But if you have clients or patients sitting outside and waiting in and all those kind of things, you just log in, then it's going to bring you up to these tabs. So we're not going to worry about scheduled or reserved. We're going to ignore that. We're going to use unscheduled. And then we're going to start entering in the patient details. I'm going to use 654321 because that is our normal test. Imprints and stuff. Okay, so here you're going to see you got the patient ID, the last name, first name, the gender that you're going to select here. We can select male, and then you can enter the patient's birth date, whenever. Okay, that's a bit too much in the future. And then once you got that, you got the account number. That is usually could be used for, it doesn't have to be used for anything, you can use it for anything you want to. Let's say if you work on the mine number or the medical aid number, whatsoever. The patient ID is going to be the RSA ID or passport number. So then after you're done with that, you're going to select start study, then it's going to bring you to the exposure tab. As you can see, here's the tabs. You got registration, that was the first step. Now it's the second step, which is the exposure. Then you're going to select chest or whatever body part you're going to see. Mine has a lot less than yours. Yours has kneecaps, femurs, and all those things, skull and all that. I only put these two to make the tutorial short. So then you're going to select the one is going to be highlighted in blue, and then you're going to select any of these tabs there, and then you're going to see here it opened here. Once you've taken the image, it's going to appear here and it's going to appear here. Once you've taken the second image of the same patient, it's going to make a next image, so then it's going to look like that. So after all, you're going to have a lot of images of the same person here, and once you're done, you can just either send it through that tab, or if you have a reject, you can reject some images through this tab, or you can put the left or right annotation to indicate which is the left or right side of the patient. So then once you're done with that, you can also press this button here and it's automatically going to save the studies once you say yes. So it's closing the study, then it saves. Once you're done and you want to go back to a patient or something, you go over to the second step, which is the database tab. You open the database tab. Okay, here is showing all the patients from 2019 till 2020. So here you can select the first dates. If you don't know where the patient was, you can enter earlier date and then today's date, or you can just select today, which is going to show all the images of today. Week is going to show all the images of the week, and month is going to show all the images that have been taken in the last month. As you can see here on your right hand side, here's a small preview of all the images that has been taken, which here image count is 6. There you can see the image count is 1, and there's a test where we took a picture of set of nails. Okay, so we're going to use this patient. Here you can see the patient's name, Creer Elizabeth, which is a female, and here you can see her age and everything, and the birth date, and the count number, and then the study description, which is a C-spine that took images of a spine. So yeah, it probably had something wrong with the neck of sort. Then we're going to go into that. Once you go into it, it's going to show you all the images that had been taken of this patient. Okay, and then from here on, you're going to see here you have all your tools. Here you can change the step. You see here's the step is C-spine latitude. Once you press that, if you made a mistake, you can just change that to something else. Here you see all the manipulation tools. So we got pan, which is moving the image across. Then we got the zoom tool. What you're going to do, you're going to press left mouse button and hold it in, and then push the mouse up to zoom in, and you pull the mouse down to zoom out. You understand? Okay. And then we got the normal select. So there you can select a few areas. Let's say if you had an annotation, you can select the annotation and then delete it. So here we got flipping tools to flip the image around, which is quite a useful tool. And then this one, if you press that one, it fits it, the whole image into this part. And then we got the brightness and contrast control. Right mouse button is the brightness, left mouse button is the contrast. So left mouse button, if you see, you can pull it diagonal or that way around. So that way around is contrast, and from the left bottom to the right top is the brightness. As you can see, it changes the brightness as well as the contrast. And then we got the layout tool here. Here we got 1 by 1. If we select 4 by 4, it's going to show 4 of the images next to each other. And then you see these tabs here. There is some extra tools here that could be used to, let's say, flip the images around, flip it upside down, rotate by line. Then you can rotate it with your hand, rotate by drag, and then a guide with the grid lines. You know, that's for measurement purposes. It shows from that point to that point is 40 millimeters. And then you got different kinds of layouts that you can select from. You can make it like that, or sorry for that, or like that. Then it shows 6 next to each other. But yes, let's go back to layout number 1. Then we can take off the grid, because we're not going to use the grid now. Then we got the annotations. Here you got the distance, you got angle, you got the right label, which you can then, with the select tool, you should be able to move it around, or you can just press the delete button on your keyboard and then it disappears. So you can have a text tool, where you have free text where you can say anything, or you can choose a predefined text as a description. Once you add that, you just select there and you select it. You can move it, you can do a lot with it, and then you can just delete it again if you don't want it. Then it goes away. And then you got the hide annotation tool. So let's first put in the distance. So this is going to give us a distance and a distance, and then let's say from there to there. Then you got a triangle that you just created. Then you can hide 1 or 2 of them. Then it hides all the annotations. And then if you want to delete them again, you just press the delete button, then it deletes those ones you selected. Or you can just, with the select tool, you can move your part 1 or part 2 just to adjust those kinds of things. Not selecting both of them. Let's just make this one smaller, bring it closer to our measurement. Then you select the line again, just the line, not both. There we go. You see, so then it gives you the distance, and then once you got the distance, you can put point A to B, and then you got your angle. So you put your point A to B, and then from B to C, and then you can get your angle from there. You see there in the corner, it shows your angle. There's the angle, that angle there in the middle. No, that one, sorry, the one with the line is 28.99 degrees. Then we move over to the tools. If you have a printer enabled, you can print the image, or you can send the image to a DICOM storage. Once the DICOM has been set up, then it sends it to a DICOM storage. You still got your reject image tools, and you can edit the patient details afterwards. Like I remember when I said you have an emergency patient, then you can edit the details afterwards, because once you take the emergency patient, it's going to say emergency with today's date and a few numbers behind. So then once you're done here, you can just close and you're done. That is basically it. The rest of the stuff is just print tools and settings, which you guys are not really going to use. We can, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. So when you're done, you can, just before we go, you can see here's indications. This one here at the bottom is showing the panel connectivity. Mine is showing across because I don't have a panel connected. And this one shows the amount of storage left on your hard drive. And this one is something to do with your USB. It's the images that you sent over USB or whatsoever. And then this is how much images you've uploaded today to the DICOM server. So yeah, that's all from my side. Hope this helps a lot. If there's any further questions, please feel free to ask. So then you can just exit, log off, exit, or shut down. I'm just going to say exit. Then it's going to exit. Then it brings you back to desktop. This is how the icon looks that you're going to run for that software. Okay, goodbye.